All right. Welcome to this episode of Ninja Banter with us, the Less Than Stealthy Ninjas. You know, all three of us. We here, Ninja Banter for y'all. Now, if you've been living under a rock, of course, Deadpool and Wolverine, the third movie in the Deadpool franchise, is here. But first and foremost, we got something else to discuss. At the San Diego Comic-Con, which is known for just mad reveals, mad trailers, mad upcoming things, and everything, they revealed a bombshell for everyone. And when I mean a bombshell, this was like Oppenheimer's nuke. Like Oppenheimer's nuke. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, they revealed Dr. Doom in the MCU. And not only did they reveal...
One second. Or Aranya, because Aranya gave a little pre-recording speech. She don't know who Dr. Doom is.
At all.
He was played by Adrian in the Fantastic Four movie from Nip Tuck. Your little crush man.
Julian McMahon. Yes, he
there you go.
By Julian McMahon.
There you go. Julian McMahon. I forget his real name.
It don't matter. I know who you're talking about. You understand?
I know who I'm talking about. Yes, that character.
We're talking about now, just to let you know, he may not be Thanos level because you know Thanos being
he's past
Thanos. Actually, you know what? You're right. My bad. He's not Galactus level.
No,
because Galactus can eat planets. But when we're talking about the level of just villainy, Dr. Doom is like up there. He's well regarded as one of the most.
Like, if I remember right, like I think it was like a few years ago when IGN did those top 100 comic book villains of all time. They did it twice. Dr. Doom ended up in the top 3 each time.
I do recall that because we went over it
each time. And so that lets you know how badass this dude is.
Right.
Like I think in one of them, or maybe in both of them, he beat Joker. Like, you know, so probably the most famous comic book villain.
Right.
So, you know, up there. Like, and if you're wondering about his power, because the movies did not do him justice
at all.
If Thanos had the Infinity Gauntlet with every stone, he walked up to Doom with all the stones in the gauntlet. Doom trash talked him, and then it was like, "You don't scare me, fam." And spoiler alert for a comic, we'll probably never see this in the movie. He ripped Thanos' spine out of his body like Sub-Zero in Mortal Kombat, took the gauntlet for himself. Like
Doom is that dude.
Doom is that dude. And here's the thing.
Country.
He had his own country. He brought it when rappers say they got it out the mud. Doom got it out the mud. He came from nothing, being broke, had to earn everything. The only thing he respects is intelligence. Like, your power means nothing to him. Like, there's only a few characters he is cordial with in Marvel. One of them being Storm.
Not only is he cordial with Storm, he's trying to marry that.
He covets that woman.
He's like, so he got a little bit of a jungle fever.
He's like, hey, be the queen over here.
Right, look, he had what was it? A late early dinner with that woman.
Yes, he loves.
No, she knows what he has done. He knows what she's capable of. They sitting there having a seaside chat like this is PBS Saturday morning, and they just giving compliments. Like, yay! I know what you can do. You know what I can do. Like, man, he loves that woman. Boy.
But so one of the big reveals is, unfortunately, Kang Dynasty is out.
Yep.
So they renamed Kang Dynasty to Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
And they revealed who will be playing Dr. Doom. and it's none other than
RDJ.
You see him right there in all of his glory. Robert Downey Jr. will be playing Dr. Doom in the MCU. Of course, the crowd went crazy. The crowd went nuts. And we're going to talk about it before we get into these Deadpool and Wolverine spoilers and what we liked about the movie. Now, Boss said he had something to say. I do too. But I'm going to let Boss go first, just in case his energy don't match my energy. So, Boss, what do you have to say about them casting Robert Downey Jr. as Dr. Doom?
Bring it in close.
Oh, hold on. My bad. Hold on. Let me solo you out here. Let's go solo. Go ahead.
Can you hear me good?
Good.
Yeah.
Trash. This.
Hey. We don't normally say this because we try to be respectful. My nigga.
Trash. Like
I hate this.
I hate this. I hate this for a multiple number of reasons. Number one.
Hey, hold on. Just like shout out to Planet Nico. Just like that clip he plays from Joe Budden. Hear me and hear me well. This is a pack of ass.
Man, listen. There's multiple reasons I don't like this. Number one, RDJ is a good actor. They needed somebody else for this. Because the way Doom's character is, I don't think RDJ is going to get it right. And I love RDJ. Another thing, there's only 2 instances that I can remember in Marvel Comics of this happening. One is Demon in an Armor, based on the Demon in the Bottle story, where Iron Man and Dr. Doom ended up roommates in college, and they had some Freaky Friday shit happen, and they just swapped bodies. And then Iron Man became Dr. Doom in Latveria, and Dr. Doom became Tony Stark's Iron Man in that story. That bullshit. Stupid story. The other one is the one it happened post Civil War II, just a few years ago, where Iron Man was in a coma, and Dr. Doom was like, he stood for some shit. I'm gonna go make my own Iron Man armor, and I'm gonna make him proud and carry on his legacy. That's it. They are not basing this off of anything that I can remember, and it's just, it makes no sense. None. Because also, his death in Endgame means nothing now. Which,
go ahead, E, what you about to say?
I have an audience question. Do you gentlemen think that, what y'all were talking about in reference to Storm, do you think that they're going to bring Storm into this timeline with the whole Dr. Doom situation?
No.
So, only reason why I say she's going to be brought in on the X-Men side, I doubt if they explore that relationship, because they have to bring in the X-Men first.
Yes.
And because the only X-Men we have, which, spoiler alert, if you
No.
Let me finish. Spoiler alert, if you've seen the Marvels. If you've seen the Marvels, you saw that, what's her name, Photon?
Who?
Yes, Photon.
Tanara Parrish's character.
Oh,
the Black
Spectrum.
Spectrum, thank you. Spectrum got blasted in Fox's X-Men world.
Yes.
So we don't know necessarily which X-Men they're even bringing into the MCU. So that's the other thing as well. I'm saying, I'm not going to spoil Deadpool and Wolverine until I'm going to announce that spoilers.
Okay.
Right.
But no,
right. So yeah, like we won't see.
We've seen that Spectrum is in that X-Men universe, which was what, Earth 1000,005 or something
like
that.
Too many numbers.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good long while before you see Storm or any of the other major X-Men, like you could probably give that another good 5 years. I'll say that.
Especially since they said that Doomsday is in 2026.
Right. So, like, you won't see that till after the end of the next phase of Avengers movies, like when they start bringing in the X-Men.
And that's hopefully they don't kill off Doom.
And that's another thing, man. It's and I can see what the story they're gonna do with this. This is gonna be a Tony Stark variant.
Yep.
And he's gonna be Victor Von Doom, and it's just like, no.
Tony Storm and this. I'm Tony Storm. Lord,
I was like, no, sir.
Shout out to AEW Women's Champion, Timeless Tony Storm. They're gonna make it to where this version of Tony Stark went evil, and I'm pretty sure they're going to take a piece of Kane's story of what they was going to do with the Kane dynasty and make it for Tony, and be like, well, this one was evil. This one was super evil in this universe, and he found a way to come to Earth 616, which is our MCU, and they're going to be like, Tony, and he's going to be like, yeah, but I'm Dr. Doom.
Right. Because here's the thing. The way Dr. Doom... go ahead, Aranya.
I know that I said I wasn't going to speak on this, but the way y'all just broke that down, for someone like me, I'm okay with that. Like, I don't have any negative...
So, that's fine. But I think where the misconception is coming from is that, one, like Boss said, there aren't many stories of Tony being Dr. Doom. So this is not like a normal thing. Because Dr. Doom was always the fifth member of the Fantastic Four that got turned into Dr. Doom.
Right.
So that's why this is going to be such a weird situation, because Dr. Doom was always created through Fantastic Four.
So here's my non-comic book brain asking a question.
Go ahead.
Yes.
Is everything else in the MCU absolutely comic book like specific, like storyline specific?
Not 1-to-1, no.
Not 1-to-1, but enough to where you understood.
Right.
Like, it's not exactly like 1-to-1 like how the Last of Us game and the Last of Us show is, but it's 1-to-1 to know that they're not grasping for straws with this one.
Right.
And number two, what Boss is about to say, now Tony dying in Endgame is going to be kind of like, I shed them tears in the theaters for nothing then.
Right. And like, look, and anybody that reads comics will tell you, they're like comic book deaths. No real comic book character stays dead. That's rule number one, unless your name is Uncle Ben. So, like,
I mean, to kind of even put it in perspective, Orion, take what's a famous or popular book series you have read?
Vampire the Masquerade.
Okay, you know what? Since I don't know nothing about that, let's just take Freddy Krueger.
Okay,
that'll be like they decide to make Freddy Krueger, and Freddy Krueger is not even the killer.
No. I got it. Go ahead. Let's say in the original Charm show, we remember Prue died, right?
Right.
And they replaced her with Rose McGowan. Imagine just a few years later, they brought her back as some other character.
Well, here's the thing, though. Just to be specific, in the comics, Prue does come back as another character because the elders decided that she was not finished with her destiny. She came back and fell in love with Cole, and they ended up together. So it's done. That's my point. It's done, and it's not like, oh God, it was like, okay. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm asking, because technically that's exactly what happens to Prue's character.
So in my opinion, I feel like it's a panic decision. I feel like it's a decision that since the MCU hasn't been making the money it should have been making since Endgame, this is a panic. This is okay, we got to figure out how can we get the people back here. So in order for us to really do this, we got to bring one of the pieces back, Tony. And kind of like what Boss was saying, had this been a situation where this was such a known thing, or this was such a common thing of Tony being a Doctor Doom variant or whatever, it would be fine. But for those who truly know, Doctor Doom was always the fifth member of the Fantastic Four. When they went up there to the sun and got hit with the rays, Doom became evil, while the Fantastic Four became the Fantastic Four.
And here's the thing, like, and this is recorded, so I want this down as like a prediction.
Yeah, good.
Because so it's like Doom in every variant of himself, he always ends up going after world domination. There's no real version of Doom where he's like benevolent. Okay, so in the comics, the way Doom is introduced, he goes to college on a scholarship and ends up roommates with Reed Richards, leader of the Fantastic Four. In the Demon in the Armor story, they swap that around. He goes to college and ends up roommates with Tony Stark. That's how that goes about. So we know, well, many may not know, but when they announced Fantastic Four, though that family takes place in a separate universe than what we have been watching in the Secret Timeline.
Because they're going to be in the 60s.
So yeah, because that movie is going to take place in the 60s. So I see Robert Downey Jr.'s Dr. Doom being the roommate of Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards in that universe, and they get brought over here somehow because Galactus is the villain in that movie. And then when they bring him over and they meet the Avengers and people of the Sacred Timeline, heads are gonna bust because they're gonna be like, hey. It's gonna be a whole conflict, and he's gonna be like, I don't know who that is. And he gonna fuck people up. And they gonna have to come into conflict with fighting somebody that looks like a friend that died.
And like I even said to Taiki B, oh Lord. Like I even said to Taiki B and some others, I'm not even saying this movie is going to be bad, that this movie is going to even suck. No. It's just the fact that it sounds so desperation.
Right.
It just seems like it's desperation because we need something that's going to bring the people to the theaters.
Right. I am in no way saying I believe this movie is going to be bad. I don't think any one of them will be, because they are bringing back the Russo brothers who did the Endgame and Infinity War and Civil War and Winter Soldier. I don't see this movie being bad.
Hey, Taiki.
He said, I heard my name and I manifested.
Like Mephisto. Like but like, I don't see either
Taiki
one of those movies.
Hey, Aranya. Taiki say he like Joe Hendry. Say his name and he'll appear.
Oh boy.
Well, no, I don't see either one of these movies being bad in any way, shape, or form. I just don't like the casting. Like,
it's desperation. Like I said, it's all desperation. And don't get me wrong, Aranya. The way you're seeing it makes sense.
Like Scoop. I don't like this casting the same way I don't like the Mark Wahlberg casting of Sully.
Okay.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I'm not mad at it. I mean, because like you're saying, we're in a point to where since he was such a character people wanted, and now that we're getting him, this is the way we have to get him. Like it's like this is the way we have to get Doom. Like we got to get RDJ to play Doom. There was nobody else. There was no other route we had to go other than this. That's how it feels. That's how it feels. Like there was no other way. We had to do this route.
Right. And they're going to have to build him up some kind of way because this is Dr. Doom. Like, so, and I'm looking at the next Marvel Studios movies that are officially announced: Avengers Doomsday, Avengers Secret Wars, Spider-Man 4, Shang-Chi 2, Blade, Brave New World, Captain America.
Boss. That Blade movie is never fucking coming out.
It's coming. It's coming.
That Blade movie is never fucking coming.
It's coming. Thunderbolts, Fantastic Four, and Armor Wars, which was supposed to be a show. But I don't know where they're going to introduce Doom.
No, they're going to have to do Doom like how they did Thanos. Remember how the movie ain't had nothing to do with him, but the end scene,
right?
After credit scene kept introducing him. That's what they're going to have to do.
Or was it Guardians 4? No, not Guardians 4. Guardians 1.
Yeah,
Guardians 1, where he was in there and he was talking with
boy.
Right, he was in there talking to Ronan, and so played by Houston's own Lee Pace.
Hey.
They're gonna have to introduce him some way, and like RDJ is gonna have to play him completely different than Tony Stark, man.
Eron Sita, how about this? Considering what Boston and I have been saying, thank you, Taiki. But considering everything Boston and I have been saying, how do you feel about everything that we've been kind of saying? And what are your thoughts as a person who's, in essence, outside looking in?
So here's the thing, right? Mm-hmm. From a business standpoint, I get it, right? Because it's like, all right, you already have people like me. Because again, when we always talk about these films, I always strip it down to people like me versus people like y'all. Okay. Y'all are the comic book heads. Y'all are the aficionados. You're like, hey, I know on page 6 of episode blah, 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 this happened and this person was introduced. But you have already gotten a lot of people like me, and people like me who don't know exactly the lore. We may ask people like you, but we don't know exactly the lore, and they know that RDJ is a big important part, and everyone loved him. So we're going to bring him back in a different way to intertwine it with this whole multiverse loop situation that is going on. Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, business wise, yes. Do I feel that maybe there was a better choice? I don't know that, because again, I am the outside person. I know the list where they said Doom was, because we looked at all the pictures. I know those things. However, when you're talking about the strength of a character, you want someone who is going to be able to execute it. Now, in my opinion, and I mean, this may not be a popular opinion, how old is RDJ?
Give me one moment. I can let you know in about 3.2 business seconds.
59 years.
59.
Okay.
Actually, by the time it come out, he'll be 60.
So
actually, he'll be like 61.
I guess my hesitation in that, and I mean, this is going to sound very baby boomer, old school logic. How many good years are we going to get out of this person, character-wise? From this particular character? Are we planning several films, or are we just planning like, okay, he gonna be in there and then he out? Because again, what we were
saying earlier too about if they don't kill him.
Right, because again, when we talk about aging actors, I think there is a space for aging actors. I just don't know, and I've always had this hesitation with the Marvel films, and I mean, I guess DC too, if I could ever remember who was in what. But anyway, in a Marvel film, if you're going to be planning a timeline of films and the person is already up in age, and I'm not saying they can't act, they're already up in age, like how much work do you plan to get out of them in that time frame? Because I mean, and I'm not being mean when I say this, we see our actors like Bruce Willis, and they're going through shit. They're not able to do things anymore. So that would be my concern personally. But as an outside person, I understand it business wise. I feel like he has the ability to pull it off, but because I'm not familiar with the character enough, other than seeing the handsome Julian McMahon, I love you forever. Other than seeing him portraying him, I don't know him as a person to be able to say, oh, well, I think this person will be better suited. Like when we had the Blade conversation. Remember, me and you, boss, we talked about dude from the first Purge. And I'm like, I think he would work as Blade because blah, 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 because I'm familiar with that character.
Right.
So for me, and I'm sure other people who are not familiar with the comic, you can't cast somebody you don't know anything about. So it's just like, these are your presidential candidates. You don't know nothing about them, but these are who you have. Let's go with it. All right, let's move forward. So that's my view of it. I don't mind it either way. I am just curious to see how this is going to play out and how it's going to work. But as a business person, I would have been, yeah, you can bet on red, but I would have been a little hesitant due to his age. And I'm not being mean. I'm just being fucking real.
And, you know, case in point, and once again, it truly, I think the main thing with Boss and I is that if he wasn't already in the MCU, you know, we got RDJ to play. Put it this way, RDJ made Iron Man relevant.
Right.
Very much so.
Because if we harken back to the 90s where Boss and I was growing up, there was an Iron Man cartoon and that shit was ass.
Nobody watched that. Nobody. Look,
in the 90s, it was Spider-Man, X-Men, and the Hulk.
Like and let's put it like this. When MCU came about in 07, 08, the Hulk movie was officially the first one.
Yep. And RDJ showed up at the end.
He showed up in there. Iron Man at that point in his comics history, at that point, was at best a D or C level character, depending on how you looked at it. He was a part of many groups, the Avengers. He worked with the X-Men. He met Spider-Man, many different things. He was never famous, never really famous like that until the MCU made him famous. And RDJ dragged his ass out the mud and built him up.
Take that, and he gave us all these good moments, all these good things, and now you're going to, in essence, I'm not going to say you're going to undo it, but you're going to do something where it's like, this is not a widely popular thing. It's not a widely known thing. And because of who he is and what he brought to the MCU, now you're taking it and being like, hey, we want him to now play this other iconic character. You know what I'm saying? Like, that'll be like, to kind of give it a little example, that'll be like watching the Jason versus Freddy movie, and then at one point they just swap. Jason becomes Freddy and Freddy becomes Jason. And you'll be sitting there like, what the fuck am I watching?
Right.
Yeah, like, but also it's also like if someone is the CFO of a company, they do well for the company, they leave the company, and then they come back as the CEO.
And once again, everything you're saying on a business wise makes sense, but in a content, it's kind of like Boss's example of Prue dying, and they brought in Paige.
Correct. Good job.
And let's just say 1 week Paige went missing, and then now Prue is now Paige. That Shannon Doherty comes back as Paige, because now you're gonna be like, well, wait, why didn't Shannon Doherty, may she rest in peace? Why didn't Shannon Doherty come back as Prue? Why did she come back as Paige? It would be like that. That would be the better example, because it'd be like, wait, she was already a character. Why did she come back? Why did she replace Rose McGowan with a different character when she was already a character?
But at the same time, I think that y'all, because y'all are such hardcore Page 6 edition 7 comic book heads.
I'm not. That's the thing.
No, I'm just saying, because y'all are hardcore, more hardcore than someone like me. If you tell me, like, we have seen all these different timelines where, of course, we're not doing any spoilers for anything, but you saw 1,000 Kangs, you saw all these things. Yes. It's not that far-fetched with this. Now, if on Charm that happened, you'd be like, I'm confused what's happening. But at this, they pretty much spent, what is it, season, era 6? What is it called? Phase 5? Which phase? 5. Yes, they pretty much spent phase 5 telling us, hey, motherfuckers die, but we can bring any motherfucker back at any given point, and we can go across any timeline.
And that's essentially what's going to happen. So that's the reason why it's met with a groan in my case because desperation. This is a 100% desperation move. This isn't because had it not been for the Jonathan Majors situation, this wouldn't have happened. This wouldn't have been hit the panic button. Let's get RDJ back. This is 100% oh no, we need to do something to make sure we get the people back invested in the MCU. Okay, let's get Robert Downey Jr. to come back and play Dr. Doom. And it's like, but wait, has Dr. Doom ever been Tony Stark? Yeah, in a one-off comic or two, but we don't care. Dr. Doom.
That's all we need. But at the same time,
that's what's gonna happen. Yeah.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. What else were they supposed to do?
And once again, I'm not disagreeing on a business sense. It's more on I'm kind of disagreeing a little bit on the business. No, on the business sense, it makes sense because once again, you want to make money. If we want to keep this MCU thing going, we got to do it. But it's just one of those okay, we just got to accept it. And once again, if it's good, I will acknowledge it's good. If it's bad, I'll say it's bad. I just feel it's going to undo a little bit of Tony's legacy.
And I don't think anything can undo Tony's legacy because Tony's legacy has already occurred. It's there. Now we're shifting gears just like any of these other multiverse versions of these different people. Yeah. We're just shifting gears into a different character because they've already showed us that this can occur. So I don't think it's going to take away from Tony's legacy. Again, I think that the business decision had to be made. But again, like I said, I'm coming from a place other than seeing the delicious Julian McMahon, play this character.
Have to get added though.
Yes. To play this character, I'm not familiar with him. And as y'all stated, we did not see his true, oh shitness. We saw a, condom on a pencil version of him. So it's okay. And if you're going to show me a big version, I need a big player to play it. And I'm not shaming Julian at all. Delicious. But I need a big player to play it because on the other hand, if you bring in Stephen Barker, who has been working at the comedy school and did some Broadway, then you gonna be, and he fuck it up, then everybody gonna be pissed anyway. Cause it's who the fuck is this?
Hey, Stephen Barker, if you out there, she didn't mean it.
She did not mean that, fam.
She didn't mean it. She didn't mean it, Steve.
Look, I'm gonna need you to go to the hospital and you get that bullet wound treated, fam.
And get all the aloe vera because you just caught a stray that was set on fire.
That stray was not meant for you, fam.
It is one of those situations. If they went the other route and it didn't go the way that everybody wanted it to go, or the person was kind of then they would still catch flack for it.
Yeah, you're right. But so all in all, we'll see how it turns out. We'll see how it goes. But we got some more awesome things to talk about, and just throwing it up there for everybody, it's spoiler time. And when we mean spoiler time, of course, it's been in the background. There's a CCR on it you can go check out. I'm talking about Deadpool and Wolverine. And just to tie Deadpool and Wolverine back to the RDJ topic, until you're 90.
Until you're 90.
Until you're 90. So, sorry, RDJ. Until you're 90.
Until you're 90. Boy, that mouse don't play. That mouse does not play, fam.
And Wolverine was no less short of cameos, surprises, and all type of things. And when I tell you this, when Deadpool, once again, it's been up there, spoiler time. Do not watch this if you don't want to be spoiled on the movie, because this is your own fault.
Right.
But when Deadpool was going through the different universes and he went to comically accurate Wolverine.
Oh my Lord. My God.
Why was the realization that Wolverine is really so short?
Look,
I scream.
He was like, "Did you stick the landing bit for me?"
Like Aranya, if to put it in perspective, every time Wolverine meets another character or any other famous hero, he is the shortest person in the picture.
That's a
the
shame.
shortest.
No, did you ever hear about the time when Hugh Jackman cosplayed as Wolverine at a Comic-Con?
Nuh-uh.
Hugh Jackman cosplayed as Wolverine at a Comic-Con, but nobody believed it was Hugh Jackman because he was too tall for Wolverine.
Damn. I just remember hearing people saying that they should have done like Tom Cruise for Wolverine because of height accuracy.
I'm dead. I'm dead.
Like I tell people, they originally wanted Danny DeVito. And so that's who they were looking at before Hugh Jackman auditioned.
The Penguin.
The Penguin. There you go. But
and for those who know and don't know, Aranya has many Hollywood crushes. So I'm pretty sure Boss was assaulted when she saw Henry Cavill Wolverine.
Man.
I'm pretty sure Boss was just assaulted the moment Henry Cavill's Wolverine.
I got out of her way. I leaned away, fam.
And then I love Deadpool. Like, oh my God, it's true. It happens. Hey, come over here. We will treat you better than those
assholes down the street. Like, fam.
Oh gosh.
Oh.
How could you not love this fucking movie?
Like, look, one of my favorite ones was when he was jumping through there in the montage. He was like, that suit. That's the suit you wore when you fought the Hulk. And it did the comic cover with the Hulk in the closet, turned around, and the Hulk was there.
He was like, come on, fam.
Because I know Scoop remembers that animated movie where Hulk tore him in half and threw him in separate directions.
That moment, like Boss just said, when Hulk and Wolverine fought, he ripped Wolverine in half and threw his legs 3 miles away.
That's rude.
And the only reason why he knew, because when Wolverine woke up, he was like, my legs. I can't feel my legs. And he was like, wait, that fucker threw my legs. Now, he literally said that fucker. He said, that fucker threw my legs. And then Wolverine was sniffing. He was like, he threw him 3 miles away.
Wow. Wow.
Yes. He ripped Wolverine in half and just yeet his legs. But that was a great little thing to see with the montage. And of course, him finding that Wolverine. Another great thing to see is that when both Wolverine and Deadpool got pruned and they went to the wasteland, we saw Toad, Sabretooth, and all of them. And then, of course, we see Chris Evans. We see the one Chris Evans. And once again, I'm pretty sure Boss got assaulted.
Man. Because we were sitting there like, who the hell is this up in this tower? And then he took off the hood. And it was Chris Evans. I was like, wait a minute.
And then
oh my God.
He does the superhero landing and everything. And Deadpool is excited because he's like, oh shit. Then next thing you know, he took off the cape and goes flame on. And Deadpool was like, son of a bitch. This ain't Captain. This is Johnny Storm.
I want to see more of the Devil Man.
So, Mephisto?
No, Azazel.
Yeah, Azazel. Yes, sorry. So, yes.
He's only in one movie.
Hold on. Let me wait. For the audience, I want y'all to understand how much we love Boss and how patient of a giant bear he is with the bee of meat on his nose. I said during the movie, Boss, who is the Devil Man? Because he does the thing like the blue X-Man does. Who is the Devil Man? That's what I said. And Boss said,
no, Scoop. She kept saying He's like the blue one. And I'm over in my seat like, oh my fucking Lord. I'm laughing hard internally. I didn't say the name for like a good 30 minutes later.
Oh, Nightcrawler?
Nightcrawler. And I was like, his name is Azazel. Like,
but that is why we know Boss truly loves me and understands me, because I knew what I was talking about, but I'm horrible with names. And I was like, the devil one. I like you.
The devil one. And she was like, is he related to the blue one? I was like, yeah. In the old continuity, he's his daddy.
Oh, he's his pappy.
That's his pappy.
But hey, I need credit for the fact that I recognize.
And Mystique is his mama.
Yes, I know that. But I recognize that he was very similar. That goes back to me playing X-Men the game. Shout out to that game. That's cool that I could recognize that they were similar though. So I still deserve credit. That's not fair.
Oh no. You
get the credit.
Of course, we get introduced to the villain of the movie, well, one of the villains in Cassandra Nova, and those powers are scary, fam.
Very.
And I just looked it up. Number 50 on the top 100 comic book villains of all
Cassandra
time.
Nova?
Cassandra Nova. Number 50.
Hey, who here will volunteer to let Cassandra Nova dig her fingers all in your face?
I don't even know what that feel like, man.
Right, she's not gonna finger my fucking skull, you dirty bitch. Get away from me.
I don't need to know
all
what
in
that feel like now.
And even the way they made that look was amazing.
It was beautiful.
Made that look amazing in the movie. Where she's just like, let me get all up in there and see what you going through. And it's like,
bitch, if you don't get your bony ass away from me.
I mean, hell, you heard Pyro. You ain't got to do that. You don't ever ask.
Right. You don't ever ask. He's like, hey, I'll tell you what you need to know. Like,
oh, let me ask y'all this question. So, Cloud Falcor.
Elias.
Oh, that's what that is. He's in the comics too?
Yes.
He is. Yes.
So, did you watch Loki by chance?
I did. Wait, I don't think I watched season 2.
He was in season 1.
Oh, okay. Vaguely.
Think of that place they was in, and this is going to make you remember something else.
Okay.
Remember in Gumball, the Adventures of Gumball, that little world they went in where everything is forgotten?
Yes.
Think of that place that they went to as that.
Okay.
And Elias comes and just eats it, deletes it, and excuse me,
keeps it clean.
Keeps
it clean. Okay.
Mm-hmm. So if you get sent there, you're meant to be eaten by Elias.
Okay.
And that way he just deletes you out of history.
Okay. So Cloud Falcor is bad.
Elias.
He's not really bad or good. He just eats.
He's just there.
That's it.
So yeah,
he doesn't care who's there, villain, hero. If you in his way, he's gonna eat.
You get it. Okay.
That's what he does.
He's always hungry.
Always.
Okay.
So
yeah.
And by the way,
he ain't got no belly. So
I did tell Boss in the theater. I was like, look, it's Cloud Falcor. Yep.
Elias.
Boss has to listen to these things. You people don't.
But now, of course, if the movie wasn't already giving us some things, when they have their epic drag out, Deadpool and Wolverine had their second fight in a Honda Odyssey of all. When they get drove off to this little hideout, and we meet the outlaws. The first outlaw to walk in was Elektra. Though I hated that movie,
here's the thing.
I was
that
like,
Ben Affleck Daredevil movie, horrible. I still to this day have not seen that Elektra movie.
Oh no, Elektra was horrible.
I believe it. I believe it. Because
Elektra was that good. But
like the only redeeming quality of that Daredevil movie was
when it went off.
No, Kingpin, the actor who played him.
Yeah, Michael Clark Duncan. Yeah,
Michael Clark Duncan. That's it.
Yeah. The second character to walk in is the ever most talented, wonderful, beautiful That black skin was glistening.
Uh,
Them gray hairs.
Midnight Oil.
We see Nino Brown himself,
boo.
Wesley Snipes,
His-
Blade.
his-
Them white people can't jump, Mr. Snipes.
Boo.
Sidney
I
Dean
threw my
himself,
napkin on the ground.
Demolition Man, Passenger 57.
That's plenty. Okay.
General in Coming to America 2.
Yes. Blade himself shows up, and oh my God, for nearly 60, Wesley looks amazing. You can't deny
He
that
does.
around your
He does.
you can't
He
deny
looks
that.
really good. And my mom actually read an article that she sent me, and she said that they had interviewed him and he wasn't going to do it. But Ryan Reynolds was like, "We got you. If you would please do this for us." And he was like, "Okay." He was like, "But I don't want to look stupid." But he does look good for being 106 years old.
So happy they
Whoa,
got
whoa, whoa,
Noxema Jackson back.
Do not
Yes.
disrespect Wesley. Now,
Whatever.
suck it to all those people that said Wesley and Ryan Reynolds didn't like each other off of Blade Trinity. Suck it.
They did.
Suck it. But
They
no,
did.
suck it because they made up.
They made up.
And then third, the Cajun himself, Poppin' Lock Tatum as
Jesus.
Gambit.
Thank you, Lord. Thank you, Lord.
No. Not only was he Gambit, comic accurate outfit Gambit.
And I'll say this, arguably the most comic accurate costume
In the whole
of
movie,
any intro comic book character in a movie.
even more than Deadpool's. Yeah, I said it.
The Deadpools, the Batmans, the Spider-Mans, the Supermans, like it was the most comic accurate version we've
And then
probably ever
eventually,
seen.
We see the fourth member, X-23 from Logan. Yep, that X-23. And when I tell you this, the mistake they made, and I'm truly meaning this from the heart, they shouldn't have twiddled with the idea of giving Gambit his own movie. Because when I tell you that Channing Tatum killed that shit as Gambit,
He killed it.
he had the
Killed it.
mannerisms, he had the accent.
Supreme being. Okay.
Chef's
Right.
kisses. Chef's kisses.
And yes, boss
Oh.
was mauled when I saw it with him. Thank you.
Look, and like I told Scoop when we were leaving, the way that movie was shaping up and they announced him as the actor, I thought that movie was gonna be horrible.
Everybody did. If we really being honest,
Horrible.
nobody foresaw that his Gambit was gonna be that.
Right. And here's the thing: we only had one other played by Taylor Kitsch in the Origins Wolverine movie.
And that one was that night.
He was not very good.
I don't even remember him, to be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie to y'all.
But like when they announced that, like that was one of the main reasons that movie was stuck in limbo for so long. It could not get anybody excited about that movie.
Nobody.
No, they
Nobody,
could not
because, I
get
mean-
nobody excited about that movie.
Because
But
And
shout
they
out to
even
Channing
said-
Tatum for being like, you know what? I'm about to
Right.
come show you motherfuckers.
Right.
Yes.
Because he
Yes.
said in the movie, it's like some of us never even got our chance. Like
Right. He was like, I'm not a strip hoe. I can do this shit.
and
Yes.
he came out, and I was like, I was wrong about you, sir. I was not familiar with your game, Mr.
exactly, I was unfamiliar with your game, and I do apologize.
I
Mr.
apologize, Mr. Lebeau. And so, like, and like I told Scoop, the movie could have been horrible, but not because of him.
Nope.
Not because of him. At that point, I was like, there is not going to be a better live action Gambit. I don't know who they going to do in 5-6 years time when they redo the X-Men. If they do bring Gambit in that group,
I wouldn't mind.
Tatum is the benchmark.
I wouldn't mind.
Tatum is the
bringing in
benchmark.
Tatum, dude.
Right. Because isn't he my age-ish?
gotta be.
Let's see. Channing Tatum is 44.
Okay, yeah. So I mean, he still would if nothing happens and he stays active and doing things that he need to do, he could still possibly be Gambit.
Yeah, it's just a matter of what direction they want to go in when they finally do the X-Men.
Yeah,
And that's what, if you, hopefully y'all watch the Card Chronicles as a companion piece. That's what I was saying about the respect. They didn't bring in Elektra, Johnny Storm, Blade, and Gambit to disrespect them. They brought them in to, like Boss said, give them a proper send-off or even just a start.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Because it was mentioned when they was like, let's go team up, let's go defeat Nova and her Goonies, because we can get our superhero ending. Because once again, these characters was in purgatory. Oh, sorry, the void.
Right.
So they was meant to be deleted forever, kind of like how society, the meta, how society is trying to do, delete them forever. And
Right.
I also love the comment of, well, where's Daredevil? Nah, Daredevil good. He could. And then, of course, for those who know, Ben Affleck is Jennifer Gardner's baby daddy and ex-husband. So it was like, nah, he can stay dead. It's fine.
They said, cool. They even mentioned that the Punishers were there. And there was two of them.
No, remember which one? Well, there's only one Blade.
Well, there's three.
No.
But one is still going.
We get there, Runyon.
One is still going.
So we had Thomas Jane and we had Ray Stevenson. May he
rest in peace.
As Punishers. They're going now. And then, of course, we still got John Bernthal in this MCU as Punisher. But the biggest fuck you in that whole movie to me was when they decided to ride out and spin the block on Cassandra Nova and her people. And Blade had a bazooka. He goes, yeah, there's only one Blade. And there will only be one Blade.
And Deadpool looked at that screen and like, now y'all know.
Now, for those who are in the know, Marvel's MCU's Blade is supposed to have been made by 10 years ago at this damn point.
It's coming next year.
Don't be letting Boss fool you. That movie ain't coming.
There's 4 movies coming next year. It's the last one.
Wait. How did Taiki B put it?
It's coming next year. It's coming next year.
That was said almost an hour ago.
I was saying like this: if it doesn't come next year, I will pay each of the other ninjas $20.
Oh, okay.
I mean, the only reason why I feel it's going to come out is because they feel like they have no choice now. But
can my $20 be in wings? I'm just saying.
But,
sure.
And then one thing I love about this movie, what they did, cosplayers rejoice because they brought in an army of Deadpools, and let cosplayers know that, hey, whatever variant of Deadpool you want to be, it most likely exists. Which one did she flip out on?
We both flipped
the samurai
with the T-Rex arms.
Bruh, I was not okay.
No, what's the other one named? Cool Pool or Pretty Pool?
Oh, Hot Pool, the one with the long hair.
Hot Pool, yeah, the one that had the nice face and everything.
Oh my god,
hey,
that was fucking hilarious.
They were just willingly trying to kill him.
Hey, can we give a shout out to Blake Lively though?
that she was Lady Deadpool, right?
Oh, was she? Okay.
Can we give a shout out to Blake Lively though? Because she
his wife.
I know who she is.
She had like, look.
That is Serena from Gossip Girl. Thank you.
Ain't nobody seen Gossip Girl.
That is That is the survivor from the shadows.
First of all, that was way later. Thank you.
Whatever. But anyway,
I seen Gossip Girl, but you.
Anyway,
whatever.
That baby weight.
And seeing Gossip Girl.
Get a hair, motherfucker. And like I told Boss, Dog Pool could not lick me with this little gross dry tongue for nothing.
I want Dog Pool.
I would never come to your house again. Dirty dog with dry tongue.
I would love on Dog Pool.
That was one of my favorite moments. When they were willingly shooting Hot Pool And then Wolverine was like,
and they just stopped.
Stood up, and they were like, "Hey, hold your guns!" He just walked across there, slowly looking at him like,
And they were like, "The sweet puppy." No, it's not.
They're like, "Sweet puppy."
Yeah.
Oh, and can we give one of the most epic shout outs to that boy, Peter, though?
Big Pete. Big Pete.
Big Pete.
Big Pete
Like,
said, hey.
Boy, B13 was like, "You looking right in that suit, boy."
Right? Oh, y'all. Oh, y'all.
The other dude who worked at the TVA, he was willing to risk it all.
On multiple occasions, he was like, "Hey, you down there, you know who you calling? HR? Is HR your wife?"
He was willing to risk it all for Deadpool.
No, the look on his face when he saw Wolverine's stomach.
When he saw their stomach, and Deadpool's face when they saw Wolverine's stomach, and he was like
Another good scene was when Deadpool was suiting up. He was like, "Hey, shout out to your tailor. He's a predator, though.
He's a predator, though."
He does good work. I'm telling you." Like Boston Aranya mentioned in the CCR, the things that was said. I'm telling you, this movie was nothing short of rated R.
Like every time Gambit spoke,
sure.
and Deadpool was like, "Oh, we can't understand what you're saying, sir." Like
your linguistics coach.
I'm pretty sure those Disney's execs was cringing the fuck up.
You know it.
They was cringing because they probably some snooty ass people in the colorful language that was being said. They was just like, oh no.
I mean, think about just in the opening scene when Deadpool was using them bones to probe people.
Hey, I really hope in all things that is good and evil that was really Ryan Reynolds doing the choreography to Bye Bye Bye.
Me too.
I really hope
in darkness that was him.
I really hope that was really Ryan Reynolds doing the choreography to Bye Bye Bye.
And here's the funny thing: if they come out and say, "No, that wasn't me. We had Justin Timberlake on set,"
even better.
I'll roll under my desk.
Even better.
He literally performed to the whole Bye Bye Bye.
Did the whole choreography from the video.
Killing TVA agents with Wolverine's bones.
Bruh.
Amazing.
But hey, Disney execs, you want some money or not?
Right.
You
want some money or not?
Because I don't understand why they so averse to R-rated movies. I don't know if they the old people that were around in Disney's days when he was alive.
Probably.
But like, how y'all still holding up that dead man's legacy? Like,
right. It's like, bro, this movie has been sold out. Like some of the people, the questions that were coming in, they haven't seen the movie because it's been so sold out they can't.
And that's why you made a separate show. And I ain't even gonna put on the cover art that is going to be spoilers because I don't want to ruin this for anyone. Because the thing is, we've mentioned what we mentioned, but there's still so much more.
So much more.
Like,
I'm gonna tell you this.
Devil's dandruff.
Oh, my favorite. The devil's dandruff.
When they were saying all the euphemisms and slang terms for cocaine,
that booger sugar?
She prompted me, "Do you want to build a snowman?" Yes, but I can't.
Yeah, I can't.
For those, because I have irritated my lovely wife, Mrs. Ladybug, at least so many times. I say, "Do you want to build a snowman? Do you want to go and play?" The whole thing. But that popped me. "Do you want to build a snowman?" Yes. And then I even love how she was like, "You want to do some cocaine?" Feige specifically said no cocaine.
She started rattling off turf. When they came back later, they brought that joke full circle. He's like, "Why you call her an owl?" Because all she could smell is the snow. Like, what do
Boom.
you mean?
Boom. You hear me? Boom.
I'm a roommate with a blind owl. Why you keep calling her an owl? Because she can only smell the snow, the devil's dandruff. What?
You just close your eyes. By the way, my other husband that was not featured did not have to catch a stray when he said that Paul Rudd finally aged. Hey.
Oh, Paul Rudd finally aged, huh? But
And that boy,
like what truly made this movie great. Okay, so of course, story spoilers. I love the aspect. What I couldn't mention was, hey, Wolverine was the anchor in your universe, and since he's gone now, your universe can just cease to exist. Since Wolverine is no longer there, it's going away. So he was like, "Oh, I'm gonna just go get me a Wolverine then." Shit, let me know, Playboy. And of course, he was just like, "This one will do. You just take him." And then, so one of the things I wish personally was, I wish they would have kind of showed what happened per se, because I know Charles preaches nonviolence and things like that, but I ain't gonna be nonviolent if these motherfuckers is really trying to kill me.
Yeah. If I'm Scott, I'm blasting. You understand me?
If I'm Storm, I'm like Breeze, like just.
Because I needed to see, I'm not gonna lie, I needed to see how the humans defeated the X-Men. I don't understand.
Aranya.
There's ways.
Wait. Spoiler alert. So cover your ears if you hadn't seen X-Men 97.
Oh, I haven't seen it. Wait, let me cut the thing down.
Okay.
I turned it down.
Unless they did some Genosha shit, I don't see how humans just rolled up on the X-Men and killed them.
They showed you in 97.
No. Unless they did some Genosha shit.
I don't even mean Genosha shit. The first 3 episodes they showed you. Old buddy had the.
That's true too, but okay, well.
Because I mean, look at it like this: if a large group of humans comes after the X-Men,
that's true. And they all
the way Charles preaches nonviolence, we know one of them is gonna be like, I don't care what he said, I'm not dying. But the rest of them, like, they'll be pacified into getting their ass beat and then killed.
I think what made it so funny was that how did Wolverine become so hated because of that? Because if humans,
well, remember what he said it.
I mean,
at the campfire
at a bar, they were screaming his name.
No, remember what he said was he went after them, the ones who did it.
That's right. He started just killing people,
and then he was like, he didn't stop. He even went after the guilty. He went after the innocent.
That's right. Okay, so, you can come back, Aranya. Aranya.
Are you saying my name?
Yes, come on back.
Okay, hi.
Hello.
But you're right, because at that point, I don't blame Logan. If you took the whole mansion, oh no, all of y'all got to die.
Right.
All of y'all got to die. And then I kind of want to know how many they killed.
Right.
That's the other thing. How many they killed?
Like you got to put it like this: how many humans did Wolverine kill?
Ooh.
To the point where he became famous at the TVA, and also to the point where if the X-Men are gone, the people who protected him during certain shit in the comics
was like, no,
that the Avengers and every other group couldn't touch him in that world.
They were all like, no.
Right. So,
he the textbook definition of pariah.
But I mean, we are talking about Wolverine. He doesn't ever have the most shiniest of reputations, and then when he get pissed off, like, you mean to tell me that these people that I really don't give that many fucks about came through and took the family that I know? Oh yeah, I'm coming through with my blades, and I'm just biting people's faces off. At this point, I'm just like, I don't know, with my teeth. Like, man, please.
Another part where I loved how Cassandra snatches Johnny's skin off and he just drops. And then
Look.
he was like, "You got him killed. Did you know what he was doing to the budget?"
Right. With his fine ass. Okay, I'm okay.
Okay,
I'm-
Araya.
Huh?
So you had Chris Evans, Channing Tatum. You had I don't know how you feel about Hugh Jackman and Ryan Reynolds, but you
I like
also
Ryan
had
Reynolds. Hugh Jackman.
you had Henry Cavill,
Ah.
who was like, number one.
I gotta give it to Gambit because Gambit has always been one of my favorite X-Men. And to me, when he pulled out them cards, y'all, I flooded that whole theater. You hear me?
Hey, yo.
Like, oh my god, like that. Oh, so, and I'm just basing it off a character because as what is the fire thing? What's the fireman with the fire torch?
Johnny Storm, Human Torch.
Yeah, him. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't do him the kind of justice, but that's not fair because I know him as Cap. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, okay.
Boss and I know him as Human Torch first.
Right.
So wait, I had a question, and I was actually talking to William about this. So in the montage, Michael B. Jordan was a Mr. Human Torch too.
In the remake, they
in
happened
the remake that was like
2015.
A few years
What
ago.
was the name of the movie?
Fantastic
Four.
Oh, it didn't have a special. You know how sometimes the remake would be like Fantastic Four resolved.
So the original Fox series was Fantastic Four, Rise of the Silver Surfer. Then they rebooted it as Fantastic Four, and that was supposed to start another franchise, but it didn't do well. So they was just like, okay, just leave that to the wayside.
Next to nobody liked it.
Because I didn't even watch it because a coworker of mine, shout out to Ed, he told me about that movie, and the face I was making was like, nah, they could have kept that, big dog.
So he was the Torch, and he came back as Killmonger too.
Well, he wasn't MCU. He was Fox's Human Torch.
Yeah. He was in the
okay.
Fox
So at that time they were Fox.
Yeah.
Yes.
They were Fox.
Okay. I get confused at who was Fox at first, and and stuff like that. Because I always ask them questions about Venom and Deadpool and shit. I'll be like, I'm confused.
So technically, if we're putting it in perspective, Venom, as of right now, Venom, Last Dance, and Kraven are like the last Fox movies.
Okay.
Very much
As
so.
of right now. Right now. We don't know if Fox plans on doing any other Marvel films, but as of right now,
well, they don't have the rights for anymore.
Oh, they don't? Okay,
they don't.
There you go.
Okay.
So Venom, Last Dance, and Kraven are the last of Fox's movies.
If I remember right, the only other Marvel characters that aren't in the MCU's hands of ownership now is Spider-Man and his whole world. So him and all his villains, and that belongs to Sony, which is why Sony is making the Venom movie.
I mean, Sony is making Venom. So I was like, Fox is. Yeah, Fox
and
is
Sony is doing Venom and Kraven. And the only other hero outside of the MCU's control is Hulk, which is why we have not gotten another Hulk movie. It's that original one. They own part of it. It's like they own like distribution, but they can't make movies of it by himself. Weird. They can make him as part of a team, but not so
like how he was in oh Lord, what's her name? She-Hulk.
Yes, like he could be in a movie or a show with the team,
but he can't be
solo.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, that's Universal that owns it. So
interesting.
Okay,
but
I don't think I really needed a Hulk movie though. Another one. I mean, I know that sounds mean, but
no. I mean, it makes sense. I mean, we got Edward Norton's. Just go watch his. I mean, it's the same Hulk.
It's the same thing, and they bringing back the characters from that movie into the new Captain America. So
Thunderbolt Ross
and the leader. So,
but and I can even appreciate the end with them showing the montage. And once again, that's how I was like, though some of these movies weren't liked or loved or anything, I can appreciate Ryan Reynolds and team was like, hey, let's just show them some respect.
Right.
They may not be your favorite movies. They may not even be good movies. But let's just show them the respect because they did play these characters.
Mm-hmm.
And
that's what I can
why I
appreciate
like
with the movie.
Ryan Reynolds.
And that's what I could appreciate about the movie was that kind of like what Taiki B said. He appreciates the respect that these characters were given.
Agreed. And I like Ryan Reynolds for that because you can tell when he does something, he really puts thought into it. It's not just some fly by the seat of your pants bullshit. Mm-hmm. And yes, he's quirky. Yes, he's himself. We're accustomed to that from him, but he's going to make it enjoyable.
Yes.
Right. And I love that. Chef's kiss. I love it.
But hey, another moment, possibly one of my favorite scenes of the whole movie was the after credit scene. Was when Deadpool was like, look, I'm tired of everybody and I'm tired of this narrative that I got Johnny killed. Let's watch the footage. And when they showed the footage,
that boy Chris Evans, Johnny Storm.
Let me say this. Let me say this. The funny part about that was some of the stuff Deadpool didn't even say. He didn't even say it. But when he went in on Cassandra Nova, and it was like, oh, we here now. We here. But yes, I love this movie. Like truly is nothing shorter than a 10 for me. Like I couldn't see me going any lower than this movie because it's from that side of what I want in a superhero movie. Because if you're gonna do a superhero movie that's comedic, Deadpool will be the benchmark of that. If you're gonna do for me a superhero movie that's gonna be serious, Winter Soldier, because Winter Soldier has so much just like intrigue and damn, is Captain gonna win? Because Bucky beating their asses. And then you had Hydra taking all over, and then of course, Black Panther. I mean, that's for the culture. Wakanda forever. R.I.P. Chadwick Boseman. That to me is going to be one of the biggest. We don't know how that could have turned out.
Yeah.
Unfortunately. Yeah. But that was for the culture. But that's why watching the other Marvel movies get so upsetting is because y'all are making non-comedic characters comedic. It was cool. You was kind of doing that with Thor, but don't turn Thor into a gym bro. Like Thor is not some ditzy dumbass gym bro.
Right.
Yes, he's a little full of himself at times, and
he's a god, damn it.
But don't make him some dummy. Like he was evolving into a dumbass in Thor: Love and Thunder until things got real. And Ragnarok a little bit.
With his fine man.
Hey. Oh, Speaking of, I forgot Hemsworth had a cameo because he's like, wait, is Thor holding me? Why is he crying?
Why is he crying?
Hemsworth Thor had a cameo in this movie. I totally forgot about Hemsworth.
Nom.
This movie was just full of Chris's.
It was. I love it.
But and then I don't know how Boston Orion feels. I never was the highest on Deadpool. I feel that he's very, overrated at times. But seeing how they did this movie and seeing how they did him, I'm gonna let him rock. I'm gonna let Deadpool rock from now on.
So until the first Deadpool movie, I didn't know he existed. I'm sorry.
Really?
I know y'all can frown at me.
No.
But again, this is from a comic book perspective. As a kid, like I said, I used to watch X-Men. Okay, I know who Spider-Man is. You know what I'm saying? I know certain people, but I didn't know Deadpool existed. And when it first came out, I'm not gonna lie to you, the first movie, I thought it was like a parody movie. Like I'm not even being funny. It's just because he's so goofy, I thought he was a parody until I started looking into it, and I was like, oh, this is real. Okay, cool.
No. Here's the thing. So I knew of Deadpool because he was only invented in the 90s. Yep. And as Aranya just stated, he was invented, and Aranya doesn't know this, he was invented as a parody.
of
Slade Wilson.
Deathstroke's Deathstroke.
Deathstroke. DC.
Hold on.
So Slade Wilson from Teen Titans, the original show, the one that always getting Robin's
That I
ghost.
love. Mm-hmm.
That's Slade Wilson, Wade Wilson.
Oh.
So
Yes.
he was invented as a parody of him and in other comic book tropes, and they gave him the fourth wall breaking that She-Hulk started with.
Yes.
And
She-Hulk
so
started that.
And then it took off from there. And so it like he was just like, and he was part of the Weapon X he wasn't part of the Weapon X program. He worked for like people that were in the Weapon X program because he was the merc with the mouth. And
if you need a reminder around you.
There he is. That's Deathstroke from DC Comics.
Yeah. I remember from the Teen Titans I like.
Yes, he was created as a parody, but he took off because of the zaniness.
Yeah.
Like to give you examples of his zaniness, he was featured in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. He has a finisher move where he takes his health bar and bashes the character with it. Like little goofy shit like that.
Yeah.
And like for instance, like I told you, when Spider-Man does his spider sense, he'd be like, Pete, what's going on up there? Like, what's happening? Like, what are you doing? Like,
right.
I don't know if you remember the character. The character was in Black Widow, but the character Taskmaster, the one who could copy all the moves, your fighting styles.
No, you know how I felt about that movie.
Well, Deadpool is the only character that Taskmaster can't copy because Taskmaster is like, what the fuck is going on in your head up there? I can't copy you. You're too just a loose cannon. I can't copy you.
Right. And like another little Easter egg in the movie, when the final battle is happening and all the Deadpools come and Cassandra Nova throws them into that bakery, the name of it was Layfields, the creator of Deadpool. Now,
I didn't know that.
Well, so he did scream that out in the movie. He was like Layfields, and I was like, I don't know what that means, so I ignored it.
Right. And so if you ever seen any comic book art, you can easily recognize Rob Layfield's work because he cannot draw worth shit.
Oh no!
like I want you, like Scoop. I just want you to Google Rob Layfield Captain America right now and then put it on screen.
There you go. Rob Layfield, Captain America. Damn, it's like right there for us to even look at. Hold on.
Yeah, bring it over here.
Oh my God.
That's what when I say he can't draw worth shit.
Why is his?
The man doesn't understand anatomy, angles, nothing.
Why is this image the way it is? And I'm like, oh no, I'm about to pop it up. I got to download it first. Oh, let me see if they got any of his other art.
Oh,
Jesus.
Like, and if you look at like the character, like I think one of the biggest things that he could never do was feet or hands correctly.
Ooh.
Like when you see it around,
when you about to see this, I'm just saying, if
and
you're walking around here looking like this, you need to get checked out.
Here's the thing: that's Captain America that he did in the 90s.
Oh, is he from Chernobyl?
Here's the thing: when Rob came up, he was like going to the early comic book conventions in the 80s, trying to get on as a comic artist, and he got on with one Todd McFarlane, and they were ruling the roost at Marvel until Todd left and created Spawn.
Yeah.
So, and Rob was like the head artist at Marvel for like the 90s for a while. But you can see that man cannot draw.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. I can't draw either. So
right. Like,
I'm not gonna lie, and y'all can shame me if you want to. When I looked at that picture, I was like, "It's Solomon Grundy dressed up."
Cause like, look at the picture. He's facing. He's facing this way,
but his
chest is pointed that way.
Bruh. And where's his nose? That's the Solomon Grundy that I was like, wait, what happened here? His nostrils.
So, look, thank you, Mr. Layfield, for creating Deadpool and doing all the work you did in the 90s. But man, oh my goodness. No, he's still here.
No, he's still here. He's a ripe age of 56.
Yeah.
Oh, he's not even that old.
No.
Yeah, he's still with it.
He need to not draw though. Like, don't do that.
Look, there's a website I'm looking at right now of the top 40 worst Rob Layfield drawings.
Oh boy, I know that's.
Hold on. Let me see. Hold on. Oh my God. Hey, Aranya, as a woman, let me know would you want a body like this. Hold on.
Okay.
This is number 4. No, it's a gift. I don't want to say that's a gift. Why is it a gift? I'm gonna have to resave it as something else because as a woman, let me know would you want this figure. Hold on.
Okay.
I'm just going through. I want to see what number 1 is. But man's got some interesting drawings, and you know the fact that he did it and did it for so long. Hold on, let me see if this will pop up on stream. Let me see if I can get it to load up here.
Yeah, the way that boy draws women, they have no spines.
Hold on. No. Don't say nothing else until I show it. Hold on. Don't say nothing else until I show it. Hold on. Am I still on screen? I ain't.
Yeah.
Yeah, you still there.
Okay. Open up under. Dang it. They won't let me. Crap. Hold on. I'm going to have to try to find this photo under something else. I don't know why they save it as a GIF. But this was number 40. I have to find this image because this shit is crazy.
That's all he covered in here.
Wait, do I have a snipping tool? Snippet. Hold on. But keep talking while I do this.
But yeah, man. Like and as I was saying before I went off on that tangent, like I knew who Deadpool was back then because of the Weapon X thing with Logan and many of the other Weapon X members, which if y'all didn't know, Logan is known as Weapon X, Weapon 10. Yes. Y'all know who Weapon 1 is?
No.
I remember like it was like Lady Deathstrike and all of them, but I don't remember who Weapon 1 was.
Weapon 1 is Steve Rogers.
Oh yeah. Okay. All right. So, as a woman, to go back, as a woman, would you want this to be your ideal figure?
What the fuck?
As a woman, would you want that to be the ideal figure of what a woman should look like?
Do you see what I mean by no spine?
She looks like she's part human and part those things from the break room in Men in Black.
The worm guys?
Like, ew.
Hold on, I got another one for you because I went to the top 10 and I'm at number 9. And I'm gonna show you the number 9 woman.
It's like he takes the concept of a body and makes it Salvador Dali.
Like, do they show a picture of the feet in this next picture? Because if I remember right, all the feet he ever draws of his characters look like they got on ballet slippers.
And horse
like they got on ballet slippers, like they feet come in just to one thing with like ninja feet. They don't have toes.
Well, here's the thing though. In drawing, it is very difficult to draw hands and feet.
True.
So, but I don't understand how you made a career of it and you can't draw hands and feet though. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
I saved it. Where did it go? No, that's the
that actually kind of looks like Mila Jovovich with no spine.
Because look how she has little thigh, no ass, and she curves.
She has spinal bifida.
Arrow chest. Like,
right? Like, how are you walking, madam?
Oh man.
Okay, but here's the other woman that, and like I said, this was number 9 on the list, and he got like other comic panels. But what about this one right here?
Yes. You see? Look
Hold
at
on, hold on. Hold on. Let me take off the banner so you can see
Look.
it.
it. Ballet slip.
Ooh. So they drew her like Eon Flux.
So
Okay, that's what we doing.
that's what we doing.
Um,
That's what we're doing.
yeah,
But
that's for sure.
But yeah, overall, for real though, Deadpool Wolverine, amazing movie. I give it a 10. I think Aranya said 9.8.
Yep.
Cosmic Boss said 9.
Good 9.
It's worth seeing.
It is.
Anything y'all
Very
want
much
to tell
so.
the people before we wrap this up and dip on out of here?
Go see it a second time.
Yes,
I
absolutely.
might try to.
Me too.
Yes.
I really might.
Because, I mean, it is that good, fam.
It is. It is.
Yo,
It was very entertaining. I enjoyed myself tremendously.
What's wrong with his skin?
Who's skin?
Steve Rogers. One of his drawings of Steve Rogers. It looked like it looked like he diseased.
Oh well, but it didn't go right, you know.
But yeah. Once again, thank y'all for tuning in into this Ninja Banter where we talked about Dr. Doom. We got into some Deadpool and Wolverine spoilers. You know what I'm saying? The 3 ninjas. You know what I'm saying? We here. We in this.
Thank
thing.
you. Thank you.
Whether you love it, hate it, don't forget to rate it. Thumbs up, thumbs down, perfectly thumbs up. Like, share, comment, subscribe.
Ring that bell.
Hit that notification bell so you can be notified of CCRs, Ninja Banters, LTSN cafes, Boss Reacts, and wherever else we post. Thank y'all for tuning in. Love one another. Take care of one another and yourselves. And until next time, we just want to make the Ninja Village proud. And before I go,
Oh no.
if the spirits are willing, we're doing this until we're 90.
Oh.
Peace.
No, peace out.
Until we're 90.
90.
Which is funny because by the time we're 90, she would be like 94. So
Yeah.
until we're 90.
Exactly. I'll just be
Actually,
a picture.
no. I'm sorry, you would not be 94.
I'll be 96.
You'd be 96. So
And I won't be able to hear what y'all talking about, so it won't even matter.
She'll be asleep in the chair.
You know it.
Thank y'all. We love y'all. Hey,
Just let you know, I'm taking her pudding.
And
But
remember,
damn.
until we're 90. Until you're 90. Hey, Robert Downey Jr. Until you're 90, fam. Until you're 90, fam.
Oh.
Deal with it. Deadpool made the joke. He was talking about Hugh Jackman, but coincidentally, Robert Downey Jr. Until you're 90.
You're 90.
Peace out, everybody.